Hello boys and girls, it's so lovely to be back with you on Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday, lots of W's, I love those W letters. Well boys and girls, we've been doing lots of talking about cars, and I know Marianne has got some interesting things to teach you about cars, and she's the expert, so listen carefully. But we're going to sing about those racing cars. Here we are. Remember, we looked at them very quickly at the end of yesterday's video. That's the little car that goes rallying round corners on rough roads and into fjords. That's little where the stream comes across the road, and they do all sorts of dangerous driving, and they're specially modified cars so that they can go very fast. And then there's the special racing car that belongs to Steve. There's Steve sitting inside it, the big spoiler. And Steve said that the wheel's missing on that, so we'll have to go hunting for it. Must be at the bottom of our car box. Anyway, boys and girls, we're going to do some counting. Are you going to join me? I know you will, because you're such clever children at counting. And we're going to count right up to 10. So get those each little finger can be a little racing car zooming along. Okay? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little racing cars, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little racing cars, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little racing cars, 10 little racing cars, zooming. Remember, onomatopoeia word, zoom. Should we do it? But we'll do it a little bit faster. See if you can keep up. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little racing cars, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little racing cars, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little racing cars, 10 little racing cars, zooming, zoom. Oh, wonderful counting. Well, boys and girls, I've got some more trucks to show you today. My goodness, lots and lots of trucks. And some of these I got from our preschool box. Now, yesterday we talked about tip trucks, and we talked about how this is another, I didn't show you this one yesterday. This is another tip truck. We've got so many, and it tips its load, remember? And then there's a little cab there, and that's where the boy in our story, Ben, sat. And he sat in there, and then he operated, and we learnt that he pressed a button and the hydraulics worked underneath here, and the little steel pin came up, and as it came up, it tipped out the load. Now, we just couldn't do without trucks in our world, because they help us all the time. Remember, we didn't actually have this in our story, but if you are making a path, another thing to put down the path is concrete, and this is a special concrete, a special truck that carries concrete. So they pour the concrete into here, and concrete, if it doesn't keep moving, will go hard, like concrete. So they have to have a special truck that's got a part that's moving round and round like that. And as long as it's moving, that concrete will stay nice and fluidy, so that when it tips it out, it goes shh. Otherwise, it would go just solid hard, and it would stick inside the big drum. But so that's why it's really important that they have a special truck that's actually a proper concrete. And look, when it's time to tip, it has a tip. Remember, a bed that's at the bottom, or a part that tips up with hydraulics, and then it all pours out onto the road.
It's unusual in New Zealand. They don't normally have that.
Don't they? They don't tip like that.
No, normally they just make the drum go the other way and have a spiral inside that spirals it up.
So it would be more like this one, Steve.
Yeah, that's more like our New Zealand one.
So in New Zealand, we have the big part that turns and turns to keep the concrete nice and fresh and fluidy, not going hard, and then it comes out a big chute and down here, Steve. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
So that's our New Zealand concrete trucks going round and round, then in through here, and out there to make the concrete road or the concrete path, or go into the foundations of a house. Very important job that truck has, and it certainly has to have this big drum that's going around. Otherwise, the concrete would just set hard inside. Right, and we've got some other trucks. I wonder what this might be delivering, that truck. Oh, we know that Pepsi isn't super great for us, but it is sometimes lovely to have as a treat, isn't it? Some people like it. And big trucks like that could carry all sorts of things: vegetables, frozen goods, bread, milk, all sorts of things in those big trucks that have got a huge area on their tray to carry important things. Now, we've talked about this one before. Very important that we get fuel, as we need fuel for our cars to go. If you haven't got an electric car, which goes on electricity, then you need petrol, and this is the big tankers have lots and lots of petrol in here. Then that petrol goes into the special petrol pumps where your mummy and daddy go to fill up their car. Look, again, exhaust coming up high, lots of wheels because it's such a heavy weight. This is another one here, a big container. They carry milk in these containers too, actually. This one I think might have been a fuel one, but they do carry milk. The big trucks picked up the milk from the farmer, and then they take them to the factories where they
And water.
them,
Some of the people.
and water carriers, actually. Lots of boys and girls have water carriers come to their house to deliver water. Now, there is another very special kind of truck that Steve was teaching me about, because I didn't know, and this is this kind of truck, and I wonder if you can guess what this truck carries. Something very dangerous, actually. Do you think you can see? Well, I didn't know, but this is a specially designed truck to carry gas. And Steve said to me that it has to have these big round or oval containers, because the gas is pressed down tight and it becomes a fluid like runny water, a little bit like water. But when you open up the lid, psh, the gas will come out and it will turn back to gas. It's a little bit like water. When you boil it, the water becomes steam. Well, this is exactly what is inside these big trucks, and you wouldn't want to hit one because they're full of gas. And gas is used for all sorts of things. If you have a barbecue at your house, your daddy or your mummy might have a gas bottle, and it's that special round shape because it has got gas inside it, and when it's all inside the little bottle, it becomes a little bit like water inside. But as soon as daddy or mummy attach it to your special barbecue, the gas turns into, well, the watery substance turns into gas, and you can light it, and that's what makes a wonderful fire, so that you can have yummy sausages or steak on your special barbecue. So there is another sort of truck. So boys and girls, we have so many different trucks in our country. Particularly, we have them travelling all from the forests, bringing trees, big wood, pieces of tree that to be chopped up into wood. And we have trucks can take it with huge containers on them, bringing toys to our toy shop or bringing food to our shops. And so trucks are very important, not just for building that we talked about yesterday and bringing sand and dirt and digging and taking dirt away, but trucks bring things to our wonderful country, or to our city. Okay, my little sweethearts, we're going to sing one more fun song, and I wonder if you can guess which one it is. You are right, it's the one about a chocolate bar. Can you remember it from last week? It's very fun, this one. Twinkle Twinkle chocolate bar. Twinkle twinkle chocolate bar, my daddy drives a rusty car. Push the button, push the button? And did you pull the choke? And don't forget, if you've got a truck that you're playing with at home, you could take it to the beach where there's lots of sand, and you could play like Ben, and you could push that special button and the truck could tip out its load. Very fun. Lots of fun. Okay, my little sweethearts, until tomorrow, have a wonderful day, and don't forget, look at some other of our videos. I know Paris and Kirsty are doing the most amazing activities, and Thillow's reading stories, and Marianne's back, and she's got so much to share about cars. Lots to learn and lots of fun time. And don't forget, it's really important to exercise, and lovely Rachel has got lots of exercise that are the exercises are so much fun, and you can move to music, and she's got some tricky skills to teach you too, and some other activities. She's been a busy teacher. So boys and girls, don't forget to check them out. We just are missing you so much, but we know that we'll be together soon. You take care. Be lovely, angelic children for your mummies and daddies. Bye bye. Lots of love. See you tomorrow.